You are listening to the In Between Sales Calls podcast with Derek Shebby, episode 35. Welcome, everyone. I've got some really exciting news to share with you right now. I just finished my latest sales course that's inside of my Top Sales Performer Academy, and it's called The Virtual Selling Machine. I designed this course with the goal to help you dominate this B2B sales world that we're in, working from home. And inside of it, I take you through a lot of different things like building out your home office, developing a brand that sells while you sleep, learning how to understand how your ideal customers think, how to embrace the butterflies in your stomach while you prospect, all about time management and getting your tools set up so you can be effective, running great meetings with your customers, doing incredible demos, and this is all virtually. Most of it's probably done through Zoom, right? But ultimately setting yourself on a path towards long-term sales success working from home. You can get the free trial of it because I always have a free trial for all of my courses, but 1 hour of it, I'm actually giving 1 hour away of the course, 100% free, no strings attached. Just go to www.modernSalesTraining.com/free. So right now we're approaching that time of the year that we call the stretch run. Now, when you think of the stretch run, think of the last part of the race. So people are running on a track or horses are on a track and they're going through that final curve and they can see the finish line ahead. And that's where everyone is giving it their all to try to finish strong. Well, in sales, the stretch run is always the last part of the year. So to be specific, we're talking about October, November, December. These are the months of the big holidays of the year. You have Halloween in October, you have Thanksgiving in November, and you have Christmas or the holidays, however it is that you celebrate, in December, followed by New Year's. So those are 4 major holidays that happen. And it's also a time of the year where everyone's in a good mood. And they're also trying to finish up their budgets and make sure everything that they wanted to get done by the end of the year happens because there's no more time for it. For salespeople, this is actually when we bring in 60% of our revenue, 60% of our commissions. All of this happens during these last 3 months of the year. That's the stretch run. Think about this. Think about you when you buy things. There's big events in this part of the year that we look forward to, events like Black Friday and Cyber Monday, and even just giving away gifts during the holidays. This is the time when consumers spend money. And this is also the time when everyone's the happiest and it's just good vibes going around. That's the stretch run. So much happens in a little bit of time. And it's so critical that for you in sales, you know how to capitalize on this time for yourself. Because if you do this right, this stretch run this year can be the best income year of your career. But it all depends on how prepared you are. So I have 4 stretch run tips for you to make sure you get the most out of it. You ready? Here's tip number 1. You need to make sure you're leveraging social proof inside of however you're going to your customers, however you're prospecting. Social proof is how we buy as consumers. What do I mean by that? Well, we're always influenced by things like reviews. Think about the last purchases you've made. Did you look at any reviews to help push you over the edge? Probably. It could have been something from looking at Yelp, or looking on Amazon reviews or looking on any sort of reviews and seeing what people are saying in the comments because you don't want to make a bad decision. You don't want to choose the wrong thing. And we look at the reviews to make sure we feel safe on whatever decision that we're making. So how are you leveraging reviews, customer testimonials, customers that you can reference that use your offering, your products and services that you're trying to sell right now? How can you say these companies are using this today and they're having great results? Does your marketing collateral say that? Are you using that inside of your pitch to try to get appointments, to try to get meetings, to try to get on people's calendars? However it is that you're selling right now in the last 3 months of the year in this stretch run, you've got to make sure you are referencing companies and people that are happy with whatever it is that you're selling and make people feel like you are the safe decision right now. And that comes from your social proof. So that's number 1. Get inside of that social proof and how you're leveraging it today. And if you leverage it right, you're going to have a really strong stretch run. Tip number 2 is to make sure you're positioning whatever it is that you sell as an irresistible offer to finish out the year. And so what do I mean by that? Well, think back to all the accounts that you worked with, all the companies you worked with this year. Maybe there were deals that just stalled, or in your mind, they just went dead. Nothing was going to happen. And the customer just didn't make a move. How can you approach those companies with a new irresistible offer, a new Black Friday sale offer that they say, wow, you know what? I'm glad I waited till the end of the year because Derek's offer right now is incredible. I got to jump on it. I got to do it. Because people right now are looking to spend money. They want to spend money on good deals, and they expect a good deal this part of the year. So how are you doing that for all those people that you talked to earlier this year that you just couldn't get them to move forward and it just stalled? Well, that's one approach. You need to think about how can you get them to go, this is an irresistible offer. And then it comes down to new customers. What about new customers that you want to bring onto your company? How are you approaching them? What new customer offer can you put out there to be irresistible right now so people say, I can't afford to miss this offer that I'm getting from Derek's company? What is that for you? How are you making it a new customer offer, a new customer irresistible offer? You need to take time to think about that strategy, because when you're going after new business, because it's time to get new business as well at the end of the year, because people are looking to spend money, how are you going to talk to them about it? How are you going to get them to move forward with you? And the last part is, how can you position your offering to your current customers that probably have one or two of your solutions today, but you want to get them to look at solution number 3 or solution number 4? How are you adjusting the way that you talk about those other offerings to make them sound irresistible, to make your current customer that already loves you, that current customer to say, you know what? Wow, this is a really good offer. I should take Derek up on it and move forward with this thing because I trust him from what he's already shown me, but these other offers right now, I know I'd get the best deal I'd ever get, ever, if I did it right now versus waiting. So that's tip number 2. You need to make sure you're positioning your offerings that you have right now as irresistible. Because just like Black Friday and Cyber Monday, people are going to buy things at the end of the year. It's just a given. You need to make sure that they see your offerings, however you tailor to them, whether they're a new customer you're trying to bring on board, or you're trying to revitalize a deal that stalled, or if it's a current customer you want to sell more to, you need to make it irresistible. Third tip is you've got to plan in balance. Now, I know I told you that this is when you bring in 60% of your business. It is. That's true. You still can bring in 60% of your business and also take time out for you. And that balance could mean a lot of different things. How are you spending time every single day, maybe going for a walk, or just exercising in general, or meditating, or reading, or chatting with your friends and family, or chatting with some old friends, or spending extra time with your family? You need to make sure your mind is in the right place. And that comes from balance. And the only way that you can have balance right now during the stretch run is by scheduling it, because there's going to be a lot of energy, a lot of excitement going on with deals coming in that people never thought were going to come in, but they are because it's that time of the year. But at the same time, you have got to make sure you unhook, disconnect from that world, and make sure you're focusing on you and getting that balance. And that's only going to happen by you putting it on the schedule, put it on the calendar, and sticking to it. And the fourth tip that I have for you is to not forget the 30-day rule. Now, what's the 30-day rule? It's simple. It's the activity and the prospecting that you do this month, you will see the results of in 90 days. So that means that all the prospecting you'd start doing in October, you wouldn't see the results of that until January. Look, all the business that you are going to be bringing in right now during the stretch run is going to be the result of all of the work that you put in this entire year. But January is a very critical month. I know it's hard to look ahead and think about January, but you've got to. January is a very important month if you want to make your budget for next year. And the only way you're going to have a good January is if you don't stop prospecting to new customers today. Because this next 30 days that you do from prospecting, finding new customers, you will see the results of in January. It's just how the rule works, the 30-day rule. So you must make sure that tip number 4 is to not forget the 30-day rule and don't stop prospecting. Because you will need your efforts of this month, your prospecting efforts for new business, you will need that in January. Trust me. So look, the stretch run is a very special time. It is. And like I mentioned before, you bring in 60% of your income from these 3 months. I mean, that's crazy to think about it. I mean, that's over half the year's income that you could make, and you make it just over 60 business days. That's not much time. But you can make this the best stretch run. You can be rounding that corner, looking ahead, seeing that end goal in sight, and you can do amazing things. You can accomplish so much, but you need to make sure you do what I mentioned. The first thing is you've got to have some way of talking about your offering as a safe decision, and that comes from social proof. Again, social proof is all about reviews. How can you leverage the reviews that you've got from your current customers about how your offerings are safe decisions, how they're great, and how it really made an impact in their business? That's the first thing. Second thing was positioning your offerings as something irresistible right now. And that means customizing that, the deals that stalled this year, customizing it to new customers that come in, and customizing it to current customers that you want to sell more services to. Why should people buy it right now? Why should it be something that they want just as much as the deals that they want to buy on Black Friday and Cyber Monday? What makes your offerings irresistible at this time of the year? You've got to consider that and figure out what that is. The third thing, if you remember, is all about balance. You must schedule time to take out for yourself, whether it's exercise or meditation or just spending extra time with your family and friends. When you schedule that, you're going to find that you're going to be more balanced and more effective when you're actually selling out there. And the last tip that I mentioned is to not forget the 30-day rule. And that's all about prospecting. Remember, you are going to have a great finish to the year. Trust me, the stretch run is going to go amazing. But when it comes to January is a month you must win. And that comes from the efforts that you put in this month and the rest of the stretch run. So make sure you don't stop prospecting for new business. Make sure that you're hustling and giving your all there. You'll never be in trouble when it comes to January. And hey, don't forget, you guys, this is the happy time of the year. Everyone's in a good mood. So make sure you're spreading that same happiness, helping as many companies as you can. And don't worry, it's all going to end up okay. That's it for the episode today. Thank you so much for allowing me to join you on your sales journey. See you next time. Hey, did you know I just finished a new course? It's called Virtual Selling Machine. I'm pretty proud of it because it will help you dominate the B2B sales world working from home. I go over everything from building your digital brand online to understanding how to best tailor your message to your customers, prospecting from home, running effective meetings over Zoom, doing amazing demos over webinar, and more. It's all packed into a 4-hour course, but I want to hook you up with 1 hour of it for free, no strings attached. Just go to www.modernSalesTraining.com/free. That's www.modernSalesTraining.com/free. Go check it out now and become a virtual selling machine.